Today's October the 10th, 2022, and as you can see, the B16 run. Fix it, put it in the carport, pull the motor out.
So at one time, this was a pristine car, like all of them. At one time they were all brand new and pristine. Say hi, Kodiak. That's the goats in the backyard snorting. So they put the dubious B16 in the car. No timing belt, covers. They took out all of the power steering lines, took out all of the power steering. They just unbolted it from the power steering box down there and left the lines open. And they drove it like that. Not only did that happen, castle nuts, no cotter pins in castle nuts for the lower ball joints. They had also done the same thing when it came to the air conditioning. I had to do a lot of work on this car just to try to get it to run again, because I had bought the car because of the motor. Those AC lines would have ran across here and bolted into there. So I mean, they stripped everything out of this car to put that motor in there, which probably wasn't necessary. So there's that rear. That's the rear engine mount that I'm going to do first before I try to pull the rest of this motor out. This motor's basically ready to come out. I've got motor mounts, the different style fuel pump, and I'll go from there. Then I'll have gaskets, and I have a donor motor wrapped up in a bag. That's a B20. It has all of the brackets and a air compressor around it, of all things. So that ought to work. And when I'm done, I'm going to sell this car along with another green car that I had bought from a couple at a gas station. That was driving it. I had to do a bunch of work to it to get it where it would crank up and run like it was supposed to. It has some criminal damage to personal property done on it. yeah, I have one good computer, so I've been passing it between cars. A donor car, it's a red sedan, obviously. That's a good body of an EX Coupe Civic. I have no idea what that's about. I don't know why that part turned off. I don't know if that's something those kids did. What? It got hot, art melted in there. This is a B20. I bought this motor for parts because it has all the covers on it and so forth and so on. It's a complete motor. I can't put that other motor in my car without the right stuff. And as you can see, it has what I call these pretty cool looking headers. Nice and clean on the inside. Of course it should be. It's been in a plastic bag since I bought it. This motor doesn't have very many miles on it. Again, kind of a shame that I'm not just going to put the B20 with the B16 intake manifold on there. This is probably a better motor than the other one. It's just, I'm going to go for the hot rod motor and hope for the best. I'm taking a guess by those bolts that the rear main seal has never been changed. So I'm going to put the B16 in. My donor motor upper cover here was different on the 20 than it was the 16. I don't like doing that, but I'm going to have to for now, and then get a cover later. Yeah, so on the B16 motor, wiring harness, well, they hacked it all to pieces. So this is a good 1998 wiring harness. Interesting thing I want to point out is that in 96 what they started doing was it's all one piece of a wiring harness. So you undo it here at the firewall, you unplug the computer, and you pull that much out. It really wasn't that bad. It's just, I had to do it. Seeing as I'm gonna put air conditioning in this car anyway, well. So this sheet of paper is a paper off of a Honda dealership site that lists all of the motor mounts that you need if you're putting a B16 into a 98, 99, or 2000. In fact, these are the motor mounts for the 99 or 2000 SI, which is what you're basically building when you make this. So the old adage of you can do it in one weekend in your garage and some buddies and a 6-pack of beer, as they always like to talk about on certain hot rod shows, negative. Maybe if you had all of the motor mounts already hooked to the engine, then you could do that. With the motor, I took this, the engine come out of a car that didn't have any motor mounts. It had this one for a 95, it had this one for a 95, and these don't work, these stock ones don't work out of a 98. And the Integra ones, I guess they don't work on this one any kind of way. So I was able to reuse these. When I looked them up, it's the same thing. I had to take this part off of the B16 I had and put it off of the B20 so this type of mount would work. Luckily, my Honda dealership was able to order the 99 and 2000 T-bracket and hump for this car. The CRV air conditioning mount and stud, while not quite exactly the same, this is a PJ7, the SI and Delso and all those have a different number on them. With a properly working one of these, I was able to disassemble all of this and put the stock mount off of my 98EX in there. Because this looks like some type of drop mount, so does this. I found some websites that advertise this piece here for a Delso, that they have them in stock, but the dealership didn't. So what I did was I went to the parts yard and found a CRV straight rod. It just has 2 bolt holes in it instead of 3. And I took the long screw-in rod from this side and put it over here. And then of course had to put some shims in it so the nut would clear. The stock torque arm bolt. Fortunately, the stock round motor mount and this mount here work. I thought I was going to have to use the drop mount that I had found for a CRV, which has these nice little bumps on them. These are things that I use to space out the straight rod down on the transmission. And it worked like a champ. Just like it was meant to work. So they called me today and said some of my parts in. I don't remember what parts are coming in. Because when I go in, I order several different things. Other than calling up a rice grinder shop that says, hey, we got these brackets in stock, call us. Well, some places home make these. I found a site that said, hey, we have a bunch of these in stock, give us a call. Well, the dealership don't have them. I don't know how those other people would have them. The biggest problem I have was a power steering pump mount. Nobody that I can find sells them. So I've been in the process of making my own. And it's on there. I've turned the motor over several times. The belt appears to be in line. So we'll see when they get it all put back together and started and running. And no, it's not going anywhere. It just looks ugly. That's not the mount in the car. I'll have to figure out what to do with the hose. This is just one that was free. So if you're curious as to what this is on this hatchet job, on the older cars, there's an adjustment rod with a pulley that goes through your air conditioning bracket. Well, as I kept experimenting, I realized I didn't need to grind off that side to make it any bolt to it. I could have left it nice and round, but that's as far in as it would go. And then when you try to do anything else, it wobbles. So a nice grade 8 lock washer and an ugly silver nut behind it, and it's not going anywhere. It looks like it's on an angle because it probably is, but that's where the belt is the most happy. And we'll just see through experimentation.